Hi guys, welcome back to the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we're diving deep into the tangled web of intrigue surrounding Josslyn Morgan's latest mission to uncover the truth about the enigmatic Professor Henry Hank Dalton. What starts as a seemingly straightforward investigation might just unravel secrets that shake the very foundation of Port Charles. With Anna Devane's instincts buzzing like a live wire, Josslyn's loyalty to his friends, and a web of hidden connections involving Josslyn Jax, the WSB, and even Sonny Corinthos. This storyline promises explosive revelations. Buckle up as we dissect every layer of this gripping drama, weave in fresh details, and speculate on the jaw-dropping twists that could redefine relationships in General Hospital. Let's start with Josslyn Morgan, a man whose steely resolve and unwavering loyalty make him the go-to guy for any crisis in Port Charles. When Anna Devane, a seasoned operative with a nose for trouble, senses something sinister about Professor Dalton, she doesn't hesitate to enlist Josslyn's help. Her gut feeling about the peculiar PCU professor isn't just idle paranoia. Dalton's odd demeanor, those unsettling stares and cryptic remarks send shivers down the spine of anyone paying attention. But it's not just his creep factor that's raising red flags. Rumor has it that Dalton's research at PCU is being bankrolled by none other than Jen Sidwell, a notorious figure in Port Charles known for his shady dealings and ruthless ambition. Sidwell's involvement casts a dark shadow over Dalton's academic facade, hinting at a much larger, more dangerous game. As Josslyn digs deeper, he's not just chasing leeches walking into a potential minefield of deception. Anna's protective instincts are also in overdrive, especially when it comes to her granddaughter, Emma Scorpio Drake, who has shown a curious fascination with Dalton's lectures. While Emma might see him as a brilliant mind, Anna can't shake the feeling that there's more to Dalton than meets the eye. Could Emma's admiration blind her to a lurking threat? Anna's not taking any chances, and her decision to involve Josslyn speaks volumes about the gravity of her concerns. Picture this: late-night stakeouts outside Dalton's office, hushed conversations in dimly lit corners of the hospital, and the tension of not knowing whether they're protecting Emma from a harmless eccentric or a calculating predator. This subplot adds a personal stake to the investigation, making every discovery feel like a ticking time bomb. Meanwhile, the World Security Bureau WSB has its own eyes on Dalton, labeling him as a person of interest in their sprawling investigations. Whispers in the intelligence community suggest that Dalton's research might be a front for something far more sinister, perhaps espionage or even biochemical experimentation. The WSB's involvement raises the stakes to a global level, turning a local mystery into a high-stakes thriller. Josslyn, with his history of navigating dangerous waters, finds himself caught between Anna's personal crusade and the shadowy machinations of an organization that plays by its own rules. Will he uncover encrypted files in Dalton's office that hint at international intrigue? Or perhaps stumble upon coded messages exchanged between Dalton and Sidwell that point to a conspiracy bigger than anyone in Port Charles could imagine? Now, let's pivot to Josslyn Jax, whose own secretive endeavors might collide with Josslyn's mission in the most unexpected way. General Hospital fans will recall Josslyn's supposed trip to Easter Island, a cover story that raised eyebrows even back then. In truth, she was undergoing rigorous training at a WSB spy boot camp, a fact she's kept buried under layers of lies. If Josslyn, with his keen observational skills, crosses paths with Josslyn while she's covertly gathering intel on Dalton, her carefully constructed facade could crumble. Imagine the tension of that moment, Josslyn spotting Josslyn rifling through Dalton's office late at night, her face paling as she realizes she's been caught. Would she stammer out an excuse, or would the truth come tumbling out under the weight of Josslyn's piercing gaze? The potential for this encounter to expose Josslyn's double life adds a thrilling layer of suspense to an already charged storyline. If Josslyn does uncover Josslyn's WSB affiliation, the emotional fallout could be seismic. Josslyn might plead with him to keep her secret, especially from her mother, Carly Spencer, who would undoubtedly be furious to learn her daughter's been roped into such a perilous world. Josslyn, torn between his protective instincts and his respect for Josslyn's autonomy as an adult, would face a moral quandary. Complicating matters further is his suspicion that Jack Brennan, a cunning WSB operative, might have manipulated Josslyn into this role. Josslyn's distrust of Brennan has simmered for a while, fueled by the belief that he's been using Carly as a pawn in his schemes. This could push Jason to confront Brennan, demanding answers about his intentions with both Carly and Josslyn. Picture a heated standoff in a shadowy alley, Jason's voice low and dangerous as he warns Brennan to back off. But if Josslyn begs him to stay silent, will Jason honor her request, or will his need to protect his loved ones override her wishes? Beyond Josslyn's predicament, Jason's investigation into Dalton is poised to unearth a bombshell that could rewrite history in Port Charles. Deep in the underbelly of Dalton's past, hidden beneath layers of falsified records and assumed identities, lies a staggering truth. Professor Henry Hank Dalton is Sonny Corinthus's long-lost son. This revelation hits Jason like a freight train, leaving him reeling with shock and uncertainty. How does one even begin to process that the creepy professor they've been tailing is tied to one of the most powerful men in town by blood? The implications are staggering. Dalton's connection to Sidwell might not just be business, it could be personal. A vendetta against Sonny orchestrated through shadowy alliances. Jason grapples with whether to reveal this earth-shattering secret to Sonny, knowing full well that the truth could either mend old wounds or ignite a war within the Corinthos family. Consider the layers of complexity this adds to Dalton's character. Is he aware of his true lineage, or has he been kept in the dark, a pawn in someone else's cruel game? If he knows, does his alliance with Sidwell stem from a desire for revenge against a father who never knew he existed? Perhaps Dalton's research isn't just a front for espionage but a desperate attempt to build something of his own, a legacy to rival Sonny's empire. These questions swirl in Jason's mind as he weighs the consequences of disclosure. Telling Sonny could bring a son into his life, but it might also expose Dalton to the dangers of Sonny's world enemies, who would exploit any weakness to strike at the kingpin. The emotional depth of this potential father-son reunion, fraught with misunderstanding and unspoken pain, promises to be a storyline that tugs at the heartstrings of every General Hospital fan. As Jason navigates this labyrinth of secrets, the investigation into Dalton becomes a journey of loyalty, betrayal, and identity. Each step forward reveals more questions than answers. Will Anna's fears for him prove justified, or is Dalton a misunderstood genius caught in a web not of his own making? Can Josslyn maintain her double life, or will Jason's discovery force her to confront the risks she's taken? And how will Sonny react if the truth about Dalton comes to light? Will it be a moment of redemption, or the spark that ignites chaos in Port Charles? The intertwining of personal stakes with larger conspiracies ensures that every episode feels like a high-wire act, with the potential for catastrophic falls at every turn. In conclusion, the unfolding saga of Professor Henry Hank Dalton is shaping up to be one of General Hospital's most compelling arcs yet. From Jason Morgan's relentless pursuit of the truth to Josslyn's precarious balancing act as a fledgling WSB agent, and the shocking possibility of Dalton being Sonny's lost heir. Every element of this story brims with tension and emotion. As fans, we're left on the edge of our seats, speculating about the next twist in this labyrinthine plot. Will Jason uncover more than he bargained for, not just about Dalton, but about the people he holds dear? Next, we're diving into the swirling rumors and heated debates surrounding the potential departure of beloved actress Rebecca Herbst from the iconic soap opera. As whispers of her character, Elizabeth Weber, being sidelined grow louder, fans are left wondering if one of Port Charles' most cherished figures could truly be on her way out. In this expanded exploration, we'll unpack every facet of this speculation, add fresh insights and imaginative details to the conversation, and delve into what Elizabeth's possible exit could mean for the fabric of General Hospital. Get ready for a deep dive into fan reactions, behind-the-scenes possibilities, and the legacy of a character who has woven herself into the heart of the show over decades. Let's begin with the noticeable absence of Elizabeth Weber from recent episodes, a void that has not gone unnoticed by the sharp-eyed viewers of General Hospital. Fans have been quick to point out that Liz, once a central figure in the hospital's bustling corridors, has been relegated to the sidelines with a rather lackluster injury storyline, a broken leg that feels more like a convenient plot device than a compelling arc. But it's not just the on-screen absence that's fueling speculation. Murmurs in online forums and social media circles suggest that Rebecca Herbst's contract negotiations with the show's producers might have hit a rocky patch. Word on the street is that discussions have been less than amicable, with some even claiming that the network considered not renewing her contract at all. Imagine the tension in those closed-door meetings, where the future of a character who has been a staple since 1997 hangs in the balance. Could this really be the end of Liz's journey in Port Charles? The fanbase, as passionate as ever, has erupted into a cacophony of opinions over the possibility of losing Rebecca Herbst. On one hand, there are those who see Liz as an irreplaceable pillar of the show, a character whose presence ties directly to the heart of General Hospital's medical drama. One fervent supporter took to a fan board to declare, "Liz is the heartbeat of this show for so many of us. If they dare let Rebecca go, there'll be an uproar like we haven't seen since the last time they tried to push her out. She's one of the few remaining characters who still embodies the hospital's soul. Ditching her would be a catastrophic mistake." This sentiment echoes through countless comments, painting a picture of a fanbase ready to rally with pitchforks and hashtags if their beloved nurse is written off. The memory of past fan campaigns to save Liz looms large, a reminder of the power viewers wield when united by passion for a character. On the flip side, however, there's a vocal contingent of viewers who feel that Elizabeth's relevance has waned over the years, arguing that her departure might not leave as big a void as others predict. A longtime watcher shared their candid thoughts online, stating, "Honestly, Liz hasn't captured my interest since the early 2000s. The current canvas of General Hospital is so packed with dynamic players that I don't think her absence would shake things up much. She's barely on screen as it is, and I don't find myself missing her." This perspective highlights a divide among the audience, where some see Liz's reduced screen time as evidence of a character who has run her course, rather than a miscarriage of storytelling justice. It's a cold take for some, but it reflects a reality the show's writers might be grappling with. How do you keep a character fresh after nearly 3 decades of drama? Then there are those who sit somewhere in the middle, acknowledging Liz's potential while lamenting the lack of meaty material for Rebecca Herbst to sink her teeth into. One insightful commenter wrote, "If Rebecca does leave, it would serve the producers right for underutilizing her. She's a powerhouse of talent, vivacious, nuanced, and capable of carrying any storyline. They've squandered her potential with mundane plots when she could be at the center of something electric. Just look at other actors who've left GH and thrived elsewhere with better writing." This critique points to a broader frustration with how legacy characters are sometimes handled, left to languish in repetitive cycles while newer faces steal the spotlight. Could a bolder, more daring arc for Liz, like a dark secret from her past resurfacing or a forbidden romance with a dangerous newcomer, ignite interest and prove her detractors wrong? Beyond the fan reactions, let's speculate on what might be happening behind the scenes at ABC. While the producers have remained tight-lipped about the rumors, the silence itself feels ominous to many. Could there be a creative overhaul in the works, with executives debating whether to refresh the cast by letting go of long-standing players like Rebecca? Or perhaps budget constraints are forcing tough decisions, pitting beloved veterans against the allure of cheaper, newer talent? Imagine the weight of those discussions, where spreadsheets and ratings clash with decades of emotional investment from both cast and audience. There's also the possibility that Rebecca herself might be seeking new horizons, maybe a starring role in a primetime drama or a streaming series that offers more creative freedom. After all, an actress of her caliber, with a resume spanning heart-wrenching loss, romantic entanglements, and moral dilemmas as Liz, could easily captivate audiences elsewhere. What would Elizabeth Weber's exit mean for the tapestry of Port Charles? Liz has been more than just a nurse. She's a connector, linking families like the Webers, Baldwins, and Spencers through her relationships and rivalries. Her departure could ripple through the show, leaving characters like her sons, Cameron, Jake, and Aiden, to navigate their own paths without her grounding presence. Picture a poignant farewell scene at General Hospital, where Liz, crutches and all, says goodbye to colleagues who've become family. Epiphany's stern but tearful nod, Finn's quiet regret over unresolved feelings, and Monica's warm embrace as a final tether to the hospital's legacy. Would the writers craft a permanent exit, sending Liz off to a new city for a fresh start, or opt for a tragic end that ensures her memory lingers in every hallway? Alternatively, could they leave the door ajar for a future return, a classic soap opera trope that keeps hope alive? Let's also invent a potential new storyline that could either save Liz from the chopping block or serve as her swan song. Suppose a long-buried scandal from her early days as a nurse resurfaces, a medical error she covered up that now threatens to destroy her career and reputation. This could thrust Liz back into the spotlight, forcing her to confront guilt, seek redemption, and fight to protect her family from the fallout. Imagine intense courtroom scenes where Liz's past is laid bare, interspersed with flashbacks of a younger, more reckless Elizabeth making a fateful decision under pressure. Allies like Carly and Jason might rally to her defense, while old foes seize the chance to tear her down. Such a plot would not only give Rebecca Herbst material worthy of her talent but also remind viewers why Liz Matters a flawed, human character whose resilience defines her. The uncertainty surrounding Rebecca Herbst's future on General Hospital keeps us glued to every episode, every tweet, and every hint dropped by insiders. Will the producers recognize the value of a character who has weathered countless storms, rape, loss, betrayal, and redemption, and find a way to reintegrate her into the show's core? Or are we on the cusp of bidding farewell to a Port Charles icon, a moment that could redefine the show for a new era? The emotional stakes couldn't be higher for fans who've grown up with Liz, who've seen their own struggles mirrored in her journey. As we await official word, the speculation itself becomes a testament to Rebecca Herbst's impact. Whether she stays or goes, her mark on General Hospital is indelible. In wrapping up, the rumors about Rebecca Herbst leaving ABC's General Hospital have sparked a firestorm of debate, nostalgia, and hope among viewers. From her diminished screen time and the whispers of contract disputes to the polarized fan reactions and the endless possibilities for Liz's future, this storyline, or lack thereof, has captured our collective imagination. Whether Elizabeth Weber remains a fixture in Port Charles or embarks on a new chapter elsewhere, her legacy as a character of depth and heart endures. Next, we're diving into the emotional whirlwind surrounding Michael Corinthos and Willow Corinthos as their bitter custody battle takes a dramatic new turn in the courtroom. As the week of June 9th to 13th unfolds, shocking revelations, underhanded schemes, and heartfelt moments promise to keep fans on the edge of their seats. In this expanded exploration, we'll delve into every twist and turn of this gripping storyline, weave in imaginative new details, and explore the potential ramifications for the Corinthos family and beyond. Get ready for a deep dive into the drama that's set to redefine relationships and test loyalties in Port Charles. Let's kick things off with the resumption of Michael and Willow's custody hearing, a legal showdown that's already brimming with tension after weeks of heartache. As the new week dawns, Michael makes a surprising move that catches Willow completely off guard, a mysterious phone call that hints at a shift in his outlook. This comes on the heels of a tender moment at the hospital, where Michael, Willow, and their children shared a fleeting but poignant reunion. Picture the scene, little hands clutching theirs in the sterile hospital hallway, a rare smile breaking through the strain on Michael's face as he feels the weight of family unity. This fleeting connection seems to soften his resolve, prompting him to suggest a private conversation with Willow before they step back into the courtroom's battlefield. Could this be the first step toward reconciliation, or is it merely the calm before an even fiercer storm? This glimmer of hope doesn't go unnoticed by those around them, particularly Willow and her ally, Nina Reeves, who have been yearning for a peaceful resolution to this gut-wrenching feud. As they await Michael's arrival, there's a cautious optimism in the air. Perhaps he's ready to put aside the bitterness and prioritize the children's well-being over personal grudges. Imagine Willow nervously adjusting her scarf in the courthouse lobby, her eyes darting to the door with every creak, while Nina offers quiet reassurances. Her own history with fractured family ties fueling her desire for harmony. Their shared dream is that Michael's softened demeanor might lead to a compromise, sparing everyone the agony of a drawn-out legal war. But in Port Charles, hope is often a fragile thing, easily shattered by the machinations of those lurking in the shadows. Enter Drew Kane, whose scheming across town threatens to derail any progress Michael and Willow might make toward peace. While the couple tentatively explores a truce, Drew is busy plotting with a ruthless determination to ensure the custody battle remains a brutal fight. In a clandestine meeting, Drew unleashes a tirade of frustration, confiding in Rick Lansing about his latest plans to undermine any chance of détente. The specifics of his scheme remain cloaked in mystery, but his willingness to play dirty is unmistakable. Could he be forging incriminating documents to paint Michael as an unfit parent? Or perhaps he's orchestrating a smear campaign to sway public opinion against the Corinthos name. Visualize Drew in a dimly lit office, poring over files with a cold smirk, whispering to Rick about a move so underhanded it could poison the well of trust forever. Whatever his plan, it's clear that Drew's actions will shatter the fragile bridge Michael and Willow are trying to build. The fallout from Drew's interference is set to explode in the June 11th episode, where Michael uncovers stunning news about just how low Drew is willing to stoop. Armed with this bombshell, Michael gathers key players in his corner: Carly Spencer, Jason Morgan, and Sonny Corinthos to reveal the depths of Drew's manipulation. Imagine the tension in the Corinthos living room as Michael paces, his voice tight with anger, while Carly's face hardens at the thought of Drew exploiting her family yet again. Jason, ever the stoic protector, might clench his jaw, already plotting ways to neutralize Drew's influence, while Sonny's eyes narrow, his mind racing through decades of betrayal to contextualize this latest slight. This revelation not only reignites Michael's resolve to fight for full custody but also paints Drew as a dangerous puppet master, pulling strings to control Willow and the outcome of the case. How will this united front respond to such treachery? Nina Reeves, meanwhile, finds herself consumed by fury as she learns of Drew's sabotage. Her protective instincts over Willow flare as she contemplates ripping into Drew for destroying a potential agreement with Michael. Picture Nina cornering Drew at the Metro Court, her voice a venomous whisper as she accuses him of prioritizing his vendetta over the children's stability. This confrontation carries significant risk for Nina, as Willow's pursuit of full custody could crumble under the weight of Drew's actions. If the court sees through his schemes, it might tip the scales against Willow, branding her as complicit or naive. Nina's gamble to call Drew out could either save the day or doom their efforts entirely, adding a layer of suspense to an already fraught situation. Will her righteous anger be the catalyst for justice, or will it backfire spectacularly? As the drama crescendos into the June 12th episode, a jaw-dropping shocker emerges in the courtroom, poised to alter the trajectory of the entire custody battle. The nature of this bombshell remains tantalizingly unclear, but the possibilities are endless in a town like Port Charles, where secrets fester beneath every surface. Could Michael uncover evidence that Drew sabotaged Willow's visit to a critical medical clinic in Baden-Baden, proving his interference in her personal recovery for strategic gain? Imagine the courtroom gasps as a grainy video surfaces, showing Drew intercepting Willow's travel plans with a smug grin. Or perhaps proof emerges of Drew's active plotting against Michael, revealing recorded conversations where he admits to prioritizing spite over the children's best interests. Another explosive option might be the public exposure of Drew and Nina's past fling, the scandalous liaison that could discredit both parties in the eyes of the judge and tarnish Willow's case by association. There's also the tantalizing possibility that the shocker isn't a revelation at all, but the judge's final ruling itself. What if the court's decision defies all expectations, granting custody in a way that leaves both Michael and Willow stunned? Visualize the judge's gavel falling, the room falling silent as an unconventional split custody arrangement is announced, forcing both parents to confront their failures to compromise. Maybe the judge appoints a neutral guardian ad litem to oversee the children's welfare, a move that strips control from both Michael and Drew's manipulative hands. This outcome could ignite chaos among the Corinthos clan, with accusations flying over who pushed too hard or didn't fight enough. The uncertainty of this climactic moment ensures that every viewer will be glued to their screens, desperate to see how the pieces fall. Beyond these immediate twists, let's invent a new subplot to deepen the emotional stakes of this custody war. Suppose a long-lost letter from Nell Benson, Willow's late twin and Michael's ex, surfaces during the hearing unearthed by Drew as a last-ditch effort to sway the court. In this fictional letter, Nell pleads for her child to be raised by Michael, casting doubt on Willow's claim as a mother figure. The authenticity of the document is questionable, but its impact is undeniable, stirring old ghosts and forcing Michael to relive the pain of Nell's betrayal while Willow grapples with insecurities about her place in the family. Courtroom spectators would witness tearful outbursts as Michael clutches the letter, torn between honoring a past promise and protecting his present family. This added layer could turn the case into a referendum on legacy, trust, and the true meaning of parenthood. In conclusion, the resumption of Michael and Willow Corinthos' custody hearing on ABC's General Hospital promises to be a roller coaster of emotions, betrayals, and unexpected turns. From Michael's fleeting hope for peace to Drew's insidious schemes, Nina's fiery confrontation, and the courtroom shocker that could change everything. This storyline is a masterclass in soap opera drama. Whether it's the exposure of hidden secrets, the judge's ruling, or the lingering shadows of Port Charles's past, every element keeps us guessing about the fate of this fractured family. Stay tuned to the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel for every update, theory, and passionate discussion as we follow this saga to its jaw-dropping conclusion. What do you think the courtroom shocker will be? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation alive.